Hello, Libra, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of November 2nd through the 8th. Excuse me. Let me grab a drink already. November 2nd through the 8th, and during that time we'll have a waxing gibbous moon that moves us into the full moon on the 5th or the 6th, depending on where you are, and then of course the waning gibbous. So that full moon will be the focus of the week. Of course, when it comes to energy, that full moon energy can last sometimes 3 up to 4 days, I feel like, for myself. So what was I going to say? Oh, full moon can be a time of heightened emotions. Some people can feel a little overwhelmed or anxious. This is where we get the word lunatic from. Some people just go crazy. So, for me, I feel like I have a lot of energy. It's positive for me. For some people, if it's not, if you do find yourself feeling a little bit anxious, just realize that it's really the universe's gift to you so that you can learn how to really practice patience and calm. And I feel like once you do, it moves you into that more positive realm. So keep the moon energy in mind as we're moving through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Libra. So as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this particular reading: a new start is coming. It's the new moon card, and of course, that does happen after the full moon. We all always have new starts, which is great. That's the fun thing about paying attention to those moon cycles. For me, anyway. All right, as I'm shuffling, my fun reminder this week, Libra, is that you notice the world around you this week when it comes to synchronicity. So if you're not a person that pays attention to those synchronicities, once you start seeing them, you really cannot unsee them. Things start to just jump out at you. This is what happened to me anyway. I've had some literal mind-blowing, unexplainable synchronistic things happen in my own life. I don't think that's an accident. But I also just have little tiny synchronistic things that happen daily, So it's just my reminder to you to try to look for those things. Those are the little breadcrumbs that the universe offers to kind of guide us on our path. So pay attention to those. And that's just my fun reminder for you this week. So, all right, let's get into this reading. We've got Libra, November 2nd through the 8th. A new start is coming. Let's see what's going on. Ace of Swords is the first thing that comes out here for your present energy. So, new start, you've got a big idea. There's an aha moment, some kind of breakthrough that comes through, and you're like, oh, here we go. And I feel like all of my readings that I've done for the collective this week have been about transitions. So I feel like there's something that's going on in the universe for all of us this week that is about moving through transitions, these different cycles and things that we go through, and these little changes and adjustments that we're all making. But I feel like we're in a very transitional phase right now. But here you are with this new idea and this new breakthrough, and something is going to change for you. So you're not alone there. Your current situation is that you've kind of been feeling a little bit like an outsider. I've also seen this card a couple of times in the readings this week. And I just don't like this card. I feel like this is the card of comparison, which of course they say is the thief of joy. So don't let comparison be the thief of joy, but maybe you are feeling a little bit like an outsider in the financial, the material realm. We're all in a particular place for a particular reason right now. So just look around, be grateful that you are where you are because you're there. You're always there for a reason, right? At the root of your situation this week is the Six of Wands, which is about, kind of getting a little pat on the back, a little congratulations for a job well done, for the things that you are doing and the things that are working out for you right now. And that always, of course, feels really good. So that's kind of at the root of your situation. And it could be why you've had some kind of breakthrough, like someone has congratulated you on this, maybe this special skill that you have. And you're like, you know what, that's right. I do have that special skill, and use this as a breakthrough to kind of move yourself forward to gain momentum to do something even better with that skill that you have. In your recent past, is maybe, yeah, you've had a little bit of anxiety over this, and maybe you're having a little bit of anxiety about, like financial things, and that's why you feel like an outsider. But again, we're all and we're all everybody's where they're supposed to be for a reason. And this, if this is a lesson you're supposed to learn, it's about learning that when it comes to finances, that it's literally like a flowing river. This is why, money flows through the river, and it's on the riverbanks. Right? There's a whole thing that Jordan Maxwell does that's really fascinating about the terminologies that we use when it comes to, and how they relate to water when it comes to money. And I found it really fascinating. But, and that's, and what does water do? It ebbs and it flows, just like our bank accounts. They ebb and they flow. They get bigger, they get smaller. And so if you start thinking about money in that way, that it is very liquid, it's very like, what do they say, the liquidity of your assets, right? All of those terms that have to do with water, because it's a flow. It's a never ending flow. Sometimes things get dammed up, right? So don't compare yourself. Everybody's kind of going through this flow, and we're all trying to figure it out. Some people better than others had it. So, but you're there for a reason, and you're there to learn. So learn the thing, see what it is that you're supposed to be learning right now. What's on your mind this week is the Empress card. So is it on your mind to be, I have to always mention this is our card of pregnancy. So is a baby on your mind for some of us that are in that part of our life? And if it's not about a baby, about pregnancy or giving birth, then a lot of times it's about giving birth to some creative idea or some creative project that's long term, and something that you would commit to just like you would a baby, that you would gestate for a certain amount of time, and then as this idea that comes to fruition, that now you're going to need to nurture it for years to come. So it's kind of a big commitment, but this is on your mind to be thinking about whatever this big commitment might be for you at this time. It could be a baby, for some of you, but for others it'll be a creative project, or again something that's long term, that takes a long time for things to come to fruition there. What is just ahead of you this week is the Hermit card. So you're definitely going to be going within and thinking about these things and pondering these things. And it could be that you do need to go within. I mean, we all have the answers within us. If you're really, let the universe guide you. If you look at this Hermit card, the Hermit's not worried about 6 or 8 months out, or years out like the Empress is. The Hermit is really worried about, what is my next step? That's only lighting, the next step that he's about to take. So, just worry about your next step. And if you go within and, maybe you have a generalized kind of fuzzy plan, but that's what the Hermit, that's what's just ahead of you this week, is just finding that next step and just getting that good, secure footing to get you started on your way. In your advice position is the Knight of Swords. So, we started off with this ace, with this idea, and you may just want to run with it. You may want to take that energy of having that aha moment or that breakthrough, and saying, you know what, it's time to take action on this right now. It's time to go with it. So, if that's the case, then go ahead and do that. That's definitely in your advice position, is kind of go ahead. What is beyond your control this week is moving towards the future here with the Eight of Cups, and moving towards the future with, with people, with support. Not only do you have this community support down here with kind of, congratulations on a job well done, but now you have, just people that love, and you've just got people at your back that support you and want to see you do well. So that's great. That is definitely beyond your control this week. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is things coming in very, very rapidly here with the eight. And also, let me mention that we've got two eights on the table now. So 88, which is definitely a start. That's a number to me of luck. If I see eights, and talking about money, that's that infinity. That's a symbol for luck, and a symbol for luck when it comes to money. But you've got two eights here, so I would look up angel number 88, see what that means to you this week. But your secret desire is for things to happen quickly, or you're trying to avoid things happening quickly. There's no right or wrong answer to this. Different Libras will answer this different ways, but that's your big question of the week: is do you want this to come rapidly, or do you not want it to? So ask yourself that question this week. In your outcome position is, look at you. with the Sun card, the happiest card in the deck. This is just being happy. This is about nurturing. This is, this is about just light. This is being in warmth and, healing. This is just one of the happiest cards of the deck. This is just complete joy and happiness in whatever it is that you do. And that's what's ahead of you when you ask yourself these questions and kind of deal with this. And it looks like, again, what are you going to commit to that's long term, and what is your first step? This hermit is asking you to, you don't have to make the whole plan. Sometimes we have an idea of how things might go, and I promise you that even if you do that, nothing ever goes completely as planned, right? Isn't that a saying? Nothing ever goes as planned, because you can kind of have a loose plan, but don't stick so hard to it that you miss the journey, which is really what things are about. But the hermit is here to say, what is your first step? Just take that first step and get, you're going to arrive at a happy place no matter what other steps are in between there. All right, Libra, let's see what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck is the Fool with a new journey. So that's so funny because your overall said a new start is coming. And so the Fool hasn't quite arrived yet, but there he is. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in your reading next week because you're thinking about a lot of things right now, and trying to just get your head straight on this new idea that's coming. But I feel like, yeah, that journey is approaching, and I wouldn't be shocked to see that Fool come out in a reading for you either next week or the week after. So, all right, let's get a final word here for Libra, November 2nd through the 8th, as you also go through this transition period. And I'm going to say, let's see, who else? If you're a cross watcher, Taurus, definitely Cancer, Gemini, I believe too, even Virgo, maybe almost all of the signs. Everybody is doing this transition this week. So there just must be something collectively going on that we're all making transitions in this. And it's probably where the full moon is, probably something to do with the astrology. There's a lot of different things that affect us all collectively. And it's definitely, I would call it a transitional week. So, and a transitional full moon. I'm going to have to go do a little research on this myself because I'm seeing it in the cards. So, all right, let's get a final word here for Libra. Raise your vibration. All right, raise your vibration. Whatever that means, get ready for this new journey, for that Fool to come out. Get your vibration ready to go, and that new journey will just be right around the corner for you. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Libra this week. Okay, this card went, a couple of cards. You get two cards. First one is the card that says release. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. And maybe that has to do with this anxiety right here. You've got to let go. And maybe this comparing, you have to let go of that too. Don't compare. Just don't do it. The next card is energy. Stop trying to please everyone. Everyone is a whole lot of people. Protect your energy. I love that as well. So release, protect your own energy, raise your vibration. A new start is coming. A new start is coming. So Libra, I love this reading for you. I can't wait to see when this Fool might come out. If you're comfortable sharing and letting us know what you're going through, you might want to compare notes with other Libras in the comments, but drop a comment down below and let us know what's going on with you. What your transition is. What are you thinking about, long-term creative project wise? It would be interesting to see all the different answers from all the different Libras out there, but you're heading towards your ultimate sunshine, which is awesome. I do love that. If you're comfortable sharing, again, drop a comment down below. Also, if you like my reading style, please click like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And of course, I appreciate that so much. But more importantly, it'll help you find me next week where you can come back and see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you. So thanks so much, Libra. Good luck with this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.